Which door do you want to go through? Junpei decided that door 4 would be fine. He would go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. Why had Junpei even considered doing otherwise? He would be there for June, for Akane, Kurashiki. That seemed good. He felt it was the right choice to make. He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood. He watched the other 4 walk towards their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red. Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions. Goodbye. Be careful. As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great, hungry beast. Beyond the door, Junpei knew, lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing. Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of blood. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? Snake had not even bothered to turn around, but the other 3 steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door. They pressed their ears to it, and in an attempt to hear what might be taking place on the other side. It's beeping. It's just like before. Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet. Do you think they're okay? June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7. Hey, there it is. That's gotta be the dead thing. Come on, get over here. We gotta authenticate. Well, of course it's the dead thing. The dead thing all over the walls, all over the floor. Possibly the ceiling. The beeping stopped. Sighs of relief were audible even through the heavy door. Looks like it stopped. Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own. Hey, guys, are you doing alright over there? They'd heard 7's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure. Yep, we're fine. Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever. Oh, hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead thing is just like the red, but the colour's different. You know the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too. Am I the only one who thinks those little pattern things look like octopuses? I mean, they're not, they're little arrows and weird wiggly lines, but I will forever see them as little octopuses. Octopi? Octopede. Octopede. Awesome, thanks, that helps a lot. Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there. Roger that. Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed toward door 4. They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. 4 asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around. You guys ready? Yeah. Sure. Let's go. None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back towards the red. Alright. Let's go. With strength and determination, he pulled the lever. Run. The four of them leapt through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist. The centre of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash. The detonator's countdown had begun. A long moment each of them spent staring at their wrists. The numbered door behind them closed. The sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway. Reverberating. There was no way back now. They were committed. If they did not find the device to deactivate their detonators... Hey, where the hell is the dead? How would I know? Don't give me that crap. Start looking. I already am! They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, nearly all identical. If they had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned that the doors led to cabins. Don't tell me the dead is in one of those rooms. Oh no. How many rooms do you think there are? Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but his best guess is there were 7 or 8 of them. Oh fuck. There wasn't time to count them to be sure. Junpei ran to the nearest door, grabbed the knob and shook it hard. It wouldn't open. It didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. But then you have to wonder, how the fuck would they get out if they did that? Best not to question these things. Junpei turned around to find another door, and saw that his companions had already run to doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Each of their words confirmed his fears. Shit, this one's no good. Same here. It's not moving. Jun was the last to speak up. As Junpei looked in her direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red light. It flashed at him, dimly, from the end of the hallway. That's it! Over there! Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus and June and pulled them toward the light. Don't go into the light! Santa called out to them as he ran. Hey! How many more seconds do we have left? How would I know? Our time limit is 81 seconds. I know that, god damn it! I'm asking you, how many seconds have we got left? In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. That was true. Urgency foremost in all of their minds. They arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking, almost tauntingly at them. Hurry! Junpei grabbed a hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand down against the scanner panel. The other 3 quickly followed suit. The grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward. Phew. Looks like it stopped. His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around. At the end of the hallway lay a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway, on either side of the larger door were 2 smaller ones. They all needed inspecting, but Junpei began with the largest of the 3, the double doors. How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Or perhaps, he corrected himself, or a lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding, and refused to allow Junpei, or anyone else, passage. Near the handle was a small keyhole. Of the keyhole was a small symbol engraved in the brass. Mail. He wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him. No, that's not the symbol for mail. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically they are the same symbol. But I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbols of the solar system. The Sun. Saturn. The Earth. At least, that's what I'm assuming. So, this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol for Mars? I think so, yes. While Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He'd gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. Took him only a moment to catch his breath again. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open. Then that must mean we only have 2 more doors. Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it. Junpei figured they were probably room numbers. The door on the left read B-92. The door on the right proclaimed that it led to B-93. Alright, let's open them. Yeah. Junpei put his hand on the doorknob for a door that said room 92. Santa moved the door to room 93. They made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded. 1, 2, 3. In unison they pushed against their respective doors and promptly found themselves in a new room. June followed Junpei as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa. Hey, it opened. Yeah, it did. Junpei and Santa looked at each other. They had not expected the doors to yield so easily. Lotus's calm voice broke into their thoughts. Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. Can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet. As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued. Well, now we have these 2 rooms, I'm sure there's something in here that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. Junpei and June search the other one. Alright. Okay. Seek a way out. Again. Okay. That vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you gonna steal it? Hee. Is this one of those weird ones where you have to cross your... What the fuck? Yeah, is it one of those weird ones where you have to, like, let your eyes unfocus? Because I can see something that looks like a rabbit. This kind of weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? It looks kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose. Oh no, now I can see that. Sucking on a human being's brain. I can see that as well, actually. Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Grey matter, I should assume. Can't say I mind finding out a little more about what goes on in there. It's not a brain you want. Ooh, there's something down here, is there? Well, hello! The bathroom wall. There are square tiles all over it. Jumpy, do you think there might be something on the shower curtain? Huh? Well, maybe. I'm gonna try closing it. Nope! Dickle! There doesn't seem to be anything here. Yeah, you're right. Let's put it back. Wall's covered with square tiles. They've got geometric shapes. Toilet! Now let's check the toilet. There's nothing in there. Tank's empty too. There isn't even any water in it. Are you thirsty? Is this another shower curtain? Let's try closing it. Ooh, it got intimate. Now I can see the full expanse of the shower curtain in all its waterproof glory. There's nothing suspicious. It's just a normal old shower curtain. Narrow shower. And I'm standing in it with June. Boom chicka wow wow. This is awkward. Time to open the curtain. And grab some toilet paper. Collection of full and partially pleated rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. There's nothing too suspicious about it. No, but you should take some. You never know when you're going to need to blow your nose. I need some now, but I don't have any. Yeah. Why don't we go back into the living room? Okay, let's go back. What is this? Matches. Always good to have some matches. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, and then up at June. Oh yeah. How's your fever? Are you feeling better now? Yes, I'm feeling fine. June certainly looked fine. Damn, girl, you look fine. Where the fuck did that come from? I don't know. Someone shoot me. Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds. It seemed her fever really had gone down. Are you worried about me? Well, yes, 'cause if you die, then that's going to be a problem. Maybe. One less brain and all that. Yeah, I guess I am. June blushed and giggled. By the way, Jumpy. How did you end up here? What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I? There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. Oh yes, sorry, it's me. I'm doing an impression of you. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D-deck. Yeah, that's it. But is that really the truth? What? Jumpy, are you hiding something from me? No! Why would I? I have 3 testicles. Wait! Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would 2 childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this? Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something? What would I hide? Your man penis? Your lady penis? I don't know, anything. Maybe you're hiding it. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know? You mean, like, the number of men I've dated? Junpei's heart stumbled over itself. Why the fuck would she come to that conclusion? Do you want to know? He had to admit, he was a little curious. Don't worry. She smiled at him. Only 18. What a slut! Well, no, she said dated. I mean, come on, how old is she? What? Oh, Junpei's... Oh, he's 16, 15? 18. Bloody hell, girl. Well, more to you. Or possibly... just be careful. Time 0. Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet. June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant. Junpei coughed quietly, in much the same way. Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Jumpy. When I woke up, I was on D-deck. Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school. June nodded, and for a few moments, she had the faraway look of someone in deep thought. Look for what connects the victims, and that will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that? Yeah, I do. So? Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this all might have something to do with a classmate of ours. Got any ideas who it might be? No, nothing. Oh. Well, if it had something to do with school, it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal. Or the janitor, or the lunch lady. No, I can barely remember any of them. Yeah, I know. Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. Well, that was a waste of time. There's a display case, but there's nothing being displayed. How sad.
Looks like the drawers are empty too.
I swear you're a little kleptomaniac. Jumpy, what are you doing?
We don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa.
But I'm tired. Alright, let's go for this door. Ooh, a bed. Hello, bed. It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made this bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket. Nothing exciting. What about under the pillows? Look, there's two pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double.
What's up? You're turning red.
Oh, no, sorry. Oh man, is there fever back? Hey, are you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute?
Oh, fine. I think it's still a little early for that.
Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay? I need to start reading who's talking. This isn't a painting. It's a map?
Looks like a map of the ship's interior.
Oh, this is a great find. I think it'll be really useful. Let's take it with us. I bet I never use it. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it into his pocket. June looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything here is really retro. Even if it's some sort of style choice, it's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
On April 14th, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic.
Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
Well, that's a good point. I doubt you would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason. Junpei took a moment to look around the room. Do you think this boat is the actual Titanic? Yes, somehow they managed to go under the water and dredge up the actual Titanic and fix it back to its glory. You stupid twat. A replica of the Titanic?
A replica?
Yeah. You know, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
Titanic enthusiasts. Brad Pitt trying to relive glory days. Fans. Crazy Titanic fans.
No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
No idea. But all they gotta do is break even, you know?
Break even?
Yeah. They could use it as a cruise ship. Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd probably know what to do with.
You really think people would go ride on a ship with such an ominous past? It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Jumpy, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff.
Well, you're here. Well, yeah, I guess so, to a certain extent. Junpei scratched his temple. What about you? No, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
What?
A curse sunk the Titanic.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about this years ago in like in a book. There was some kind of old Egyptian thing. It was either a mummy or a sarcophagus or something like that, and it was supposedly everyone who had handled it died. Like the person who opened the tomb had died, the people who had undug the tomb had died, the people who brought it out had died, and everyone who'd owned it had died. And it was supposedly on the Titanic, and then it went down. Which was one theory as to why the Titanic sank. Another theory was for the captain being completely plastered, which is my favourite.
Curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Junpei couldn't understand how June had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra.
Oh yeah! Reading gives you stupid facts that you can't use anywhere. Except to look smug in video games.
Which was stolen from a pyramid. Along with the Millennium Puzzle. Millennium. They say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Just like the film The Omen. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
So you're saying the Titanic sank because of curse?
That's right.
June's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That mummy, the priestess, supposedly she was special.
What do you mean?
Well, supposedly she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes.
But she was a mummy.
That's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She looked just like she was when she was alive.
Oh, I get it. It's that thing, I don't remember the name, where your body turns into some kind of wax. Oh yeah, that does actually happen. It's actually quite creepy. There's a couple of children's corpses you can go and look at, which is really quite morbid, but they've been dead for like hundreds of years, and they're all pristine. It's rather disturbing. In fact, some of them even blink, which is the worrying part. If dead body is put in the right sort of environment, and the fat turns into something kind of like candle wax, and...
Yes. Saponification. But that's not what it was.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what was it?
They say she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen.
The damage would have been terrible! When the water in your body freezes, then the water in your cells freeze. And when water freezes, it doesn't freeze neatly, it spikes. That's where stuff like, frostbite comes from. If you can imagine your cells, the water in your cells just suddenly turning into like this mine, or this big sea urchin kind of thing. Like, cell loses all integrity and dies.
The story says that from the time of its discovery, all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, and even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
June and Junpei talked a little more, then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she told him. Ice that wouldn't melt, even in the desert. Could such a thing really exist? No. Even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it? The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast.